Hello, everybody. So this is Manish. I'm a certified diabetes educator and host for this podcast channel, Thrive with Diabetes. I welcome all of you to the first episode of this channel, wherein we would be discussing few aspects about how diabetes is affected by yoga. And before we enter into the aspects of yoga, I would like to share with you that at Thrive with Diabetes, we believe that diabetes, which is a lifestyle disorder, can be dealt with five pillars of interaction and intervention. We all know that when it comes to diabetes, nutrition has a very important role to play. Exercise is the second pillar, which has a deep impact on dealing with diabetes. And the third is the mindset of the person, because no matter what you do, it is the mindset which helps and empowers a person to take care of the disease and medicine. But of course, it's a very important tool, and we would also be seeing through our episodes that how medicine is important and how we can also reduce the impact and requirement of medicine when we look at the holistic approach of dealing with diabetes. At the same time, uh, another aspect is regular monitoring, which is, I believe, is very important when it comes to dealing with diabetes. Well, today we would be focusing on one aspect of dealing with this particular disease, which is exercise, which is yoga. And we would try to understand what treasures our ancient system of yoga has when it comes to dealing with diabetes. So we have a very special guest today with us, Ms. Asmita Agrawal, who is a chartered accountant and a certified yoga teacher. And presently, she is involved into financial planning and management and tax consultation for many business houses. However, she is really passionate about helping people with the various yoga exercises that that are available for lifestyle disorders. So we really welcome you, Asmita, today on our channel, and let us immediately uh, get get to the aspect of learning the importance of yoga in diabetes. So tell our audience what is the importance of yoga when it comes to lifestyle disorders.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for such a warm welcome, and I'm glad to be a part of this show. And definitely, I mean, yoga, as we all know, is a lifestyle. It's a way of life. We are to take it. It's not just a mere form of exercise, but it has got a lot of meaning around it. And when we connect it with such lifestyle disorders like diabetes, uh, first of all, we need to make sure that um, we understand what diabetes is. If I'm a diabetic, I should know what it is actually, the knowledge about the disease, and then we can deal with it. Now, once we are having such disease, it's very common to get through stress or anxiety because we will not be able to lead a normal lifestyle. We have such kind of apprehensions that we might not have that normal diet, normal way of living, normal way of doing work and whatsoever. So that's the first thing which strikes our mind. And here is where the yoga or the learnings of yoga come into play. So first thing which yoga teaches us is acceptance. Accept what it is and have the right attitude to work towards it. Once we have such kind of acceptance, then only the asanas or the pranayams we are performing or which we are doing on a regular basis will work. Even medicines, I mean, we might take the medicines, but if we don't have that, if we always crib about it, like, why am I taking the medicine? Even medicines won't work, because it's all how our hormones are playing a good role in how our mind, how the medicines are working. So that's very important, firstly. Secondly, if we directly link the yoga asanas and the pranayams with diabetes, so what I would really say that diabetes is a hormonal imbalance, which we already know. So we need to understand that the pancreas or which are involved in releasing this hormone and not functioning well. So first, the asanas which we are going to perform, that should be concentrated in and around the abdominal region, where the blood circulation needs to increase. And then obviously yoga will help in reducing stress, anxiety, the breath synchronization. All these things all together will definitely help us thrive with diabetes.
Sure. A very interesting aspect which you pulled up, and which I also never knew about yoga, is as you mentioned, that we need to accept things the way it is. And I believe this is a very important aspect, because I come across numerous people who have been maybe recently or newly diagnosed with diabetes, and they become so much tensed about what would happen with their life. So I think the very first approach towards any lifestyle disorder is to accept the fact that yes, now you'll have to deal with the fact, because it would not go away in 2 or 3 days. So you'll have to deal with it for a prolonged period of time. So that's one aspect which I think is very crucial. So Asmita, what would you suggest? Like, what are what yoga exercises, asanas, are available, which really help people when it comes to diabetes?
Yeah, definitely. So I've to know what diabetes is and then how it is going to affect our body or mind. So if I am to segregate the asanas, I would do it in three parts. One is for the abdominal region. So asanas which affect blood circulation in and around your abdomen, that will be very helpful in stimulating the secretion of the hormone. So asanas like Bhujanga Asana or Navasan, Dhanurasan, these focus in and around your abdomen. So these are very important once it comes to diabetes. Secondly, obviously, we need to tackle our anxiety, and of course, we need to relax. So few asanas like Sarvangasana or a child pose, these will really help us to reduce that stress in our mind and help us relax a bit. So a combination of all these might help a patient who is suffering with diabetes.
Okay, wow, wonderful. And yes, absolutely. In fact, it is usually said that when we do yoga asanas, then it helps a lot in reducing the fat content of our body, which goes a long way in dealing with obesity. And since obesity is one of the major reasons of getting diabetes in our life, so yes, it definitely, I'm sure. There's a strong link between reduction of fat and bringing flexibility to the body, and also dealing with diabetes. So if you can, Asmita, also tell our audience, what are the one or two exercises, if they really want to follow, uh, which they can do very easily. And also, if you can also touch upon the importance of the Surya Namaskar yoga, which is being talked about a lot. So yes, so what are your take on the one or two exercises or yoga asanas that people can do, and what is the importance of Surya Namaskar in dealing with diabetes?
Yes. So first, I'll take upon the Surya Namaskar. It's a holistic, it's a complete exercise for the body, because it works for the entire, in every part of your body. It's combination asana, and when it is done in synchronization with breath, it's a magical. I mean, it works in your mind as well as body, and gradually it will definitely have an impact on your fat reduction as well as flexibility of your body. So yeah, those who are newcomers, they can start off with Surya Namaskars. It's, the steps are very easy, and those who cannot do all the steps, we definitely have modifications as well. So no need to worry that if you cannot sit on ground, or if you cannot, if you're restricted in some way or the other, there are definitely modifications available for Surya Namaskar. So it's wonderful. I mean, to start off, it's great. It definitely will help the people who are suffering with diabetes. And to add on, like, you can do a little bit of Surya Namaskar, and you can add on a couple of more asanas, specifically, to increase the blood circulation in and around your abdomen. So already said. So you can add Dhanurasan to it, or Navasan, or Ardhmatsyendrasan. So these are a couple of asanas people can try, and that will really help them.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And there are a couple of questions which I regularly come across, wherein people ask that are there any side effects of doing yoga exercises? Is there any restriction which people should follow while doing any exercise? Like, what would you suggest? Are there restrictions based on age, based on body type, based on disease types while we start doing the yogas?
Yes, definitely. Like everything and anything not have a good effect. It might, at times have a bad effect, because there are a lot of health conditions which we suffer
Mhm.
from. And if we try doing everything, that might have an directly opposite effect on what actually we were trying to achieve. So obviously there are restrictions regarding with respect to age, gender, everything. Like people who have undergone a surgery must take approval from your doctor or someone from the medical professional before undertaking such yoga asanas, or any physical activity, obviously. And people like those who are suffering from BP, high BP or low BP, I mean, they should not altogether just go around and do any asanas they want. They must consult the yoga instructor or someone before trying those asanas. So of course there are restrictions, I would say.
Okay. And do we also have certain food types which really help in catalyzing the effect of yoga? So, are there any specific food types which really help while we are continuing yoga practices?
So yeah, in yoga we basically divide our diet or food habits into three parts, which is like sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. So it's always advisable to go for a sattvic diet, low oil, less fat, all homemade one, fresh ones. Those are the sattvic diet, and that would really not only on our body, but that have a great impact in our mind as well. So if we are having a sattvic food, we will have a calmer and more relaxed and a cool mind. And as like rajasic, like we have all those spicy food and everything, so we'll have the mood and everything will go along with what we eat. So it's very important if we can have a sattvic lifestyle.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So, from whatever we have discussed, I think the major takeaways for our audience would be that yes, there are a couple of yoga exercises. In fact, Surya Namaskar is something which people can start off with. And yes, we should also be taking care of our health conditions, our body makeup, our current rate of flexibility that we have in our body before we start any exercise. And the best part which you suggested it is if we are starting with Surya Namaskar, then although there are many steps involved, but we can modify and reduce the number of steps depending on the extent to which we can do the exercise. Yes, and what also an important aspect that came up is that the moment we think of going into the depth of yoga, it is really advisable, and there is absolutely no replacement for professional advice, and people should seek for professional advice before getting into the depth of yoga. Having said that, uh, it clearly came out that Surya Namaskar is one such exercise that could be followed very easily. And to start off with, there are many YouTube videos available which could help at a very basic level to anyone when it comes to doing Surya Namaskar. Well, that was really wonderful speaking to you, Asmita, and I would really like to tell all of you who are watching that in case you have any questions regarding yoga, regarding exercise, while when it comes to dealing with diabetes, please feel free to leave us a question either in the comment box or on the contact email that has been provided along with this video, and we would definitely see to it that we provide you with the professional advice to your concern. And before we leave, I would want to reinforce on the idea that we should definitely not forget that even if we have diabetes, we can lead an extraordinary life. And from all our audience and myself personally, I would really like to thank Asmita for taking out time and sharing her wisdom with everyone. And until the next time, well, I would say that stay safe and stay healthy, because healthy families are happy families. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.